They are forcibly occupying their land and telling them that they cannot do anything about it. A whole presidency in a country openly and brazenly supporting terrorists. All of you watching and listening all over the world, you know that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist organization. You know that. They have killed. They have said that Benue State is theirs for the taking as a spoil of war. All of you are aware of it. You know what they are doing. Anywhere you have Fulani headsmen, terrorists for that matter, they tell you, oh, they are pastoralists. They are allowed to do their businesses in the forest. All of you are aware of it. But you kept quiet, hoping that somehow Tinubu will emerge as the president, or an Igbo man will come as the president, and your family will start enjoying. But in the meantime, you have no more farmlands, you have no more forests, you have nowhere you can call your own home. The same stupidity exhibited by Hausa peasants that enabled Fulani to take Sokoto from them, that enabled Fulani to take Katsina from them.
Breaking news, Imo State Governor Hope UZODINMA has given the Fulani herders 2 weeks ultimatum to vacate Owerri. Someone would have imagined what could have led to this. Could that be a surprise? Or could it be a mere rumor being paraded? How could Hope UZODINMA at this particular time considers that a threat to his government? Possibly he could be afraid that any moment from now, the herders or the terrorists hiding under the disguise of herders might definitely invade the government house. This possibly he may have gotten certain intel regarding this. What does that imply? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today must definitely be laughing at this development. What would have led to Hope UZODINMA calling for the herders to vacate, giving them ultimatum to vacate in the next 2 weeks? Wow, this is quite interesting. It's been reported that certain herders brandishing their AK-47. You know what that means? They have gotten to the Owerri municipal, the seat of power, the seat of government in Imo State. When we are saying this, people seem not to be aware of what is playing out. Now, it is not done on the Imo State government. It is not done on Hope UZODINMA that definitely he is no longer secured, that the safety of his governments and those working in government house is no longer secured. Now, asking them to vacate Imo State, Owerri precisely, to where? That is another consideration, issue of importance. You are asking the first citizens, the herders are considered as the first citizens. They have rights to move wherever they want. So, why are they not welcome in Imo State? What the governor should have done is to open the door for them, allow them to graze in I think there should be some reserve areas in that government quarters so that they could breed their cattle. Why should they be giving them ultimatum at this time? Does it mean they no longer have the rights as universal citizens to move anywhere they want at any time without being intercepted or interrupted? This could be perhaps a breach of contract with the Fulanis. How could the people you have opened up the state for them to come and even intermarry with the Igbos, eventually do you want them to run out of business? They have considered Owerri as a very fertile ground for them to strive. So I think it's a welcome development for the government to embrace them rather than pushing them out. Now, asking them to vacate Owerri to where is another important fact. Already they have taken over the forest beds of the eastern region. Now, they now consider the only place they needed to occupy now is the center of the government. So they want to be part, they want to feel, of course, the impulse of the government house. They want to feel the fresh air at that office. So why should suddenly Hope UZODINMA be considering that as a threat or constituting a menace? Because for him to have given such, marshaled out such order simply implies that the headers or the Fulani headers, of course, possibly could be posing a threat, a security threat to the government house. Because there have been sporadic killings, abductions across several communities in Imo State. So what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said decades ago are now playing out. The reason why he instructed that the Eastern governors should support the ESN and ensure that the ESN is passed into law. What would it have taken them to pass and adopt the ESN, Eastern Security Network, through the state assemblies? This is just what is needed. And eventually, because of their vested interests, they turned down to that. They turned such requests down, thinking that they are harming Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But today, the reality is staring at everyone. That you is not asking the headers to stop open grazing. Really? If they stop in Owerri, will they also stop in the suburb, in communities that is not governed, where the presence of security operatives are not there? They should be allowed to be at the capital, Imo State, or where they're close to the governmental, so they could be properly monitored. I think, by my own opinion, asking them to vacate Owerri to where? Possibly to Omuma, or possibly he might have a place for them in his own village or community in Omuma, and if that is okay, fine and good. But not asking them to vacate Owerri, possibly to other suburb regions, that definitely they might pose a threat to the existence and the life of people over there. You see, you can't be brandishing AK-47, 49, and the rest of them in the name of rearing cattle. Who do you want to shoot with those lethal weapons? I think the governments are now realizing the truth. But sadly, they have been living in such denial for years, which have led to the loss of life, unwarranted loss of lives. If they have taken the caution ahead, of course, so many issues wouldn't have cropped up. So many killings, invasions, and the rest of them would have been now at the board before it escalates. Now, they are now trying to save themselves. They don't mind what happens to the communities, various communities, and suburbs. Eventually, they feel with the presence of these headers in the Owerri city, definitely they may be the next target. Just as Autumn, we recall that Autumn narrowly escaped being lynched by the Fulani herders. Even they threatened his life that eventually they will be coming after him. And they did, only that he was very lucky to have escaped. Possibly he would have been the first governor or sitting governor assassinated by the herders. Well, whatever be the case, let's possibly watch out what could have led to this. And could it be a serious case? Or is the government just joking about that? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have said it, that this battle you people fail to fight will definitely come to you. It's just a matter of time. It will come to your mouth. It will come to your place. There is no point hiding about that, and that is just the reality. Indeed, it is quite interesting, honestly. Hope UZODINMA, congratulations for waking up. And now, it's a declaration of war, because people they have expended so much to be in Imo State. Perhaps haven't considered Imo State as a state that is more fertile to rear cattle than where humans should live. You know what that means? They are preparing possibly to see that as an inheritance, and they are asking them to vacate. To where one? Where are they vacating to? That is quite interesting. Where are they? They should be there and monitor the activities of the government and the in and out, and possibly suggest to the government possibly what could be done to make Imo State better. I think the government needed them to be there. That is my own recommendation. Government might have a rethink and allow them to be there, so that let them perfect their intent and for the common good of all. You know, everybody has freedom of movement. It doesn't matter. You can rear your cattle. In fact, we are not Brazil. We are not the Western world. We are acclimatized with our primitive nature. So why should a people not be allowed to live their life the way they feel? So it is a breach of their right to movement and occupation. So Imo State government should look into it, and possibly they should challenge the Imo State government for stopping them from taking their cattle to graze wherever they want to graze in Imo State. If I were to be the headers, I would, of course, file a suit against the government. Why should the government give us ultimatum? On what ground? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying that, why shouldn't he, of course, agree with him that let's defend our territory? That in this modern world, you are rearing cattle, taking cattle to urban settlements where people reside, desecrating everywhere and the rest of them. And the government, unfortunately, decide not to act. Not until it gets to them, just as we are seeing now. Well, it is quite a very horrible and disturbing development. But whatever be the case, I think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is vindicated today. And whatever be the case, let's watch how that goes. For me, it could be a declaration of war between the governor and the headers. Possibly, nobody can know how that could end. But asking them to leave to where is my major concern. Please, can you suggest where exactly they might be heading to now that this ultimatum has been given? As a span of 2 weeks, definitely anything can happen. Well, let's watch. Could it be possible for them to be relocated to the government, the Imo State governor's community? Possibly you may have a ranch for them there, or have a more vast land for them to occupy, possibly instead of going to Owerri, occupying the cities, the urban cities in those regions. Is quite unfortunate. Now, the Imolites are now dragging Owerri with the headers. You can imagine that. Imolites, Imo State indigenes, are now dragging Owerri municipal with the headers.
All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we won't have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? There is nothing more precious in life than freedom. Freedom is very important. And I need you to understand this very morning. Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, they will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw just Okado did that Lok Banta. They've taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope UZODINMA prove to us that you are our stooge. Give us land in Olo. Hope UZODINMA give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why Obi was talking rubbish. Was talking yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They'll say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you are from Urobo. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to go, if you don't give it to us, Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people.